Elf Marshmallow Fizzycrackers, but you can call me Elf Mal, coming at you live from my crafting cottage, which is really just my cottage where I do my home crafting. And I just want to say it is finally summer, which means that since we're home, I get to drink as much Frohoco as I want to. Because I'm not in that office anymore where I don't have a bathroom for 2 weeks at a time. And I just want to say, whoa, being hydrated all the time is life-changing. I mean, like, all the time amazing. And speaking of times, holy gumdrops, times are weird right now, right? And with the North Pole shut down, Santa has agreed to allow me to broadcast live from my cottage straight to your cottage if I agreed to get out of the office, which, you know, was totally understandable. It's really tight quarters in there, and, you know, we stay home for Santa, so that way he doesn't get sick. And because of that, I think it would be a great time to shout out to Santa. Hey, big guy, none of this would be possible without you, so thank you, thank you, thank you. Alright, so main point of this is after 40 years of being in the office, I think it's pretty fair to say that I am pretty much a master crafter, and I specifically have shifted focus into the medium of needle felting, and these are some of my needle felted creatures that I have made in my many years in the office. Over here we have a gift that I made for Santa, and it is obviously Santa, and he's holding a little present, and Santa loved when I gave this to him, you know, but he said that I was okay to take it with me during this time, so that way I could not get too lonely without him, you know, and forget that he's always watching. And then over next to Santa, we have a snowman. We've got the classic snowman. He's got a little top hat. We've got punk snowman, and he's got a mohawk. And then over here, we've got the naughty Pinocchio snowman, because he's told a little lie. But I'm really hopeful that by Christmas this year, he'll have worked his way back over to the good list, because it's very important to stay nice, even when times are hard. Remember that. Over here, we've got the clown monster. He's on a skateboard, and he says, "Roar! Honk, honk." He's so cute. I'm currently trying to market these to the stocking department because I think that they would be very beneficial in ending the fears of children around the world. So, if you are part of the stocking department and you're watching this, please DM me on Elfstagram if you think that you can help me get this, you know, out there, because I think it deserves to be seen. And then over here, we've got, well, he's not really needle felted, but I did sew him in the office, so it still counts, Elfie. And Elfie likes candy canes, ornament making, and long walks on the South Pond. I mean, such a gem in this day and age. Am I right, ladies? I'm just kidding. He's a doll. I would be silly. And then over here, last but 100%, definitely, obviously, never least, we have the greatest reindeer of our generation, Donner. I made this for Donner back in 2018 when I went to go see his show in Vegas, but I got a little too busy in the office and I didn't get to go, and then it closed this past fall, and I've been holding on to this ever since. And if you didn't get to see it, oh my gumdrops, did you miss out. I mean, it was 3 hours of singing and dancing and joke telling from Donner and his sister Marie, who then had to go and accept a role in the show The Talk and move to Hollywood. I mean, why, Marie? Why would you do that to Donner? We had such a good thing going, and now what is he expected to do, you know? Speaking of Donner, in case you don't know, I am president of Donner is the Greatest Reindeer Ever fan club, and as president, it is my top priority in these times to seek fair unemployment for all of our reindeer at the North Pole. As you probably know, our reindeer only work 3 weeks out of the year here. They spend 2 weeks and 6 days training, and then obviously they work on Christmas because that's why they're reindeer. I mean, if you didn't know that, something's probably a little fishy about you. But because of this, all of our reindeer have 2 to 3 jobs at a time, and in these times, times are rough for them, and our club has come together and we've covered this month's stable rent, but after this month, we need your help. So we've gone ahead and produced an amazing commercial, and I think now's the perfect time to show it. So check it out. The North Pole reindeer are cherished around the world, but only one gets to reap any of the benefits. That's right, that arrogant son of a nutcracker named Rudolph. Now with coronavirus shuddering the world, most of our reindeer are suffering to make ends meet in their own hometowns, and some have no clue where their next meal will come from. These are some of their stories. I've worked for Santa forever, but once he cut us to part-time, I had to go and get a job as a dancer on Carnival cruises. Ship's like a cesspool for a virus, so they sent me home. I've maybe 2 weeks of savings left and no help in sight from the North Pole government. With no one allowed to go to work, space research is shut down indefinitely. All the government funding to the program got cut last year to go to the NPPD, so I've got maybe 5 months of savings. And a whole lot of nothing. 2 words: no Olympics. From there, it's all a domino effect. No Olympics, dropped sponsors, shuttered training facilities, inexplicable expected weight gain. I mean, this really does feel like the end for me. How am I affected? I work for Santa and Amazon. Do I need to say any more? I mean, holy gumdrops. When will it end? I am Santa's reindeer, and I need your help. Amazing! Oh my gumdrops, that was amazing. That was great work, everyone. Again, if you are in any place, and we mean any place to donate, send your donations to @NPReindeerDeserveBetter on Venmo, and please just take a moment of your time to sign my petition to Santa at www.chain.org/Hey Santa, you're nothing without your reindeer. Get it together, old man. No offense to Santa, of course. I know you're busy, but this is really a desperate time for our reindeer, and you know that they deserve better. And look, this has 100% nothing to do with my job, okay? This is about basic reindeer rights. I love my job. I love my job. I just also love the reindeer. Also, I want to say that, I am pretty much talking directly to you, Rudolph. Sitting pretty on all that whole cold hard candy cash in your penthouse stable. Your team needs you right now. Get it together, okay? They deserve more. Also, Rudolph, if you are watching this, don't. Alright, what time is it? Crafting time! In case you haven't figured it out yet, we are obviously needle felting. So if you don't have any needle felt supplies, that is perfectly okay. I have partnered with the workshop this week, and they are giving out free boxes of needle felt material. All you gotta do is go to the cottage, knock on the door 4 times, and ask for Elf Clementine. This is only on Tuesdays and Thursdays between 9 a.m. and 9:30 a.m. But I do want to give a shout out to Clem. Elf Clem, thank you so much for agreeing to do this. This has been amazing. You are the nicest superstar elf ever. Okay, so for this week's craft, I was thinking, obviously, a lot about the coronavirus. And then I had a thought about my clown monster. And then I thought, wait a second, isn't coronavirus just kind of like a monster just chasing us around trying to get us? But what if, follow me here, the coronavirus was a clown monster? So this week we are making coronavirus clown monsters. Oh, so exciting. So all you're going to need is your craft box from the cottage, thanks Elf Clem, and your foam block, your needles, and the little needle holder thingy, and then some core wool, which as you can see is just colorless woolly wool. So beautiful. Okay, so let's think about this coronavirus. It's round, so what do we need? A round ball. That's right, so you just take the little wool and you roll it into your desired shape. Maybe your coronavirus isn't going to be round. That's fine. This is your art. I'm not going to judge you. Mine's going to be round because that's what the scientists say. Take your needles, and for the core wool, we're going to use our evergreen needle, and then we're going to pop it on in here. And this is our little handle, which keeps the wrist fatigue down. I know all my gift wrap elves will know what I'm talking about. Horrible, horrible wrist pain. It really takes us down at times, you know. Okay, so once we have our ball made, what are we going to do? That's right. Stab our fears away. We stab away our fears of unemployment. We stab away our fears of lack of health care. We stab into there the hot cocoa shortage. And we stab 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 until it looks like this. What is this? It's a ball. That's right. But what looks a little funny here? Well, our coronavirus, he's colorless. So, as you've probably seen on the news, most scientists have been demonstrating coronavirus as winterberry blue and Santa red, which at the North Pole it is completely 100% illegal and disgraceful to use Santa's color in any sort of negative connotation. So, if you look in your box, you will find icicle and bubblegum. And for the body, we will be using icicles. So get your icicle ready. And at this point of the game, we're going to change needles because the green evergreen needle is a little thick. We want a little thinner. So what are we going to go with? That's right, silver bells. Beautiful color, beautiful needle. And we're just going to switcheroo right here, and then we're going to gently wrap the ball in our color a little bit at a time. And you know what time it is? It's stabby time. We're going to stab all of our frustrations away, and we stab our frustrations with Santa, and we stab our frustrations with the unemployment office, and we stab out the lack of respect during this time and all of our lost friendships, and we stab 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 until it looks like, where did he go? There he is. I knew I had him somewhere. This. A beautiful icicle ball, and he already has one eye in, so all we got to do is attach the other one. You got to attach both of them because I wasn't going to go ahead and do it for you because what kind of crap would that be? That would be silly. So, as you can see, one of the eyes is in there, and we have our other one. They're very tiny. Be very careful. I only gave you 2 apiece, and if you lose any, that's not my problem. You're going to have a Cyclops coronavirus, okay? And you're going to take your needle, and you're just going to gently just poke in there, all the way in there until you create a hole. And once you have the hole, then you stick the skinny end of the eyeball into the coronavirus and you push it all the way in there. Just like that. And then you're going to see a little red ball in there. This is not a red ball. This is a handcrafted by Elf Mel coronavirus monster, clown monster nose. TM. And you're going to take it, and you're going to put it right in the middle of those 2 eyes, a little lower, because our nose is a little lower. Don't ask me why. I'm not a biologist. And you're going to stab it in there, just gently, just to attach it. This is slightly complicated because you want to make sure that it maintains its round, clowny nose shape. And a couple stabs is good. Just go all the way around, okay? Because in case you didn't notice, on classic snowman right here, his hat's a little loose. Why? Because I did a bad elf job, okay? You don't need to call me out on it, but I'll admit it, alright? I could have done better. But you try. You try to make a top hat for a snowman. It's not that easy. It's not easy at all. That's why we're going to try harder on this one. All we can do is what? Get better. That's right. That is the important part of crafting. If we get disgruntled, we'll never get better. Practice makes perfect. All right. And the nose is attached. Oh. Hello, little icicle ball. Don't you look so unintimidating and so not coronavirus monstery? That's because he's missing his bubblegum spikes. So, this is the hardest part of the project. I am going to let you know that right now. This is life or death here. If you mess up these spikes, you might as well just hide your face for the rest of eternity, because what kind of elf will you be? I'm just kidding. This is your first time trying, and good for you for trying. All you gotta do is take your bubblegum color wool and just break it into tiny little short pieces. It pulls apart pretty easily. And then you're going to take a small amount, kind of rub it together. I think I might want it a little smaller, actually, because coronavirus spikes, they're not that big. Okay. And then you're going to pick where you want your spike to go first. Mine's going to go kind of here like an eyebrow, because that's kind of funny. And then you pick where the middle is, and then you take your silver bells needle, because we're going to need something a little thicker, and you just stab in there, and you're just going to stab it all in there. You're going to stab that lack of health care and your fear of the overwhelming workload when you return to the office, and the fact that Santa is probably going to replace you with a robotic elf, and stab the fact that you are so happy at home now just because you have unlimited frohoco and can go to the bathroom anytime, and now you're just wondering if maybe that should be a basic elf right, and maybe Santa doesn't know everything, but you can't bring it up to him, because then he will get mad at you and probably try to fire you, and you know that after you work in Santa's office, you can't work in any other department, because then you have too much security clearance and you don't know where you would go from there. And if you lose that job, then you're probably just going to lose everything and the crafting show, and then your life is going to be a whole lot of nothing, and then you just find yourself in your cottage all alone, stabbing because Santa told you needed to do something with your life and get it all together, and you stab and you stab and you And now a message from Santa.
Ho, ho, ho! It's me, totally the real Santa, and I'm here today to thank all my elves for staying. Quah! Quah! Oh, Santa, thank gumdrops I found you. Hello, Frosty. Now's not a good time. I'm filming a PSA. But Santa, quah, quah, Penguin is really sick, quah, 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 and needs to go to the hospital. Frosty, I'm a little busy. Just take him to the hospital yourself. But Santa, quah, quah, I think he has coronavirus, and he can't afford to go to the hospital because you cut our insurance. Quah, quah, quah. And how is any of this my problem? Because you cut our insurance. Look, I am sorry that Penguin is under the weather, but he should have saved up some of his candy cash in case of a medical emergency. Quah, quah. I suggest you take him home if he can't pay his medical bill before I call the NPPD over here to write you up for violating my stay-at-home order and interrupting me while I'm working. But Santa, he needs a doctor. Quah, quah! But Santa, he needs a doctor. Well, then take him to one. GoFundMe exists for a reason. Use it and get out of my face. This is unbelievable. Come on, Penguin. Quah, quah, quah. Oh, remember you said that. Now, where was I? Oh, yes. It is I, totally real Santa. And I wanted to thank all my elves for staying home in these unprecedented times in order to flatten the curve and keep me and the 90% of elves who are also high risk safe and healthy. Stay strong, and remember, if you do need to leave your cottage for any moment, please wear a mask just like me. And I hope I'll see you in the workshop again soon. Sometime.
We are the North Pole, and we stay home for Santa. Paid for by the Santa First Initiative. And we're back. Did you finish your coronavirus clown monster? I did. Whoop-de-doo. Maybe yours doesn't look like that. That's fine, too. I mean, we all tried here today. And, I used my snowball-colored needle to take away some of the icicle frizzies, and then you can use doll hairspray, I guess, if you want to shape your spikes. But maybe you don't. That's fine, too, because it doesn't matter. Look, I want to apologize sincerely for what you saw a little while ago. Sometimes I just get consumed by these emotional thoughts that, as Santa say, are completely made up and not my thoughts, and no one knows where they come from. But I just come out on the other side just a naughty elf. So, I want to say I'm sorry to Santa. I love you so much, and you know, I love my job. I love my job. So, yeah. That concludes this week's episode of the Crafting Cottage with Elf Mal. If you want to show me your coronavirus, just put them on Elfstagram and hashtag them. Hashtag the Crafting Cottage with Elf Mal. Maybe I'll look at them and repost them. Maybe I won't. Thanks for watching, and thank you so much for staying home in these times. Not for just Santa, but for all of us. And yeah, maybe I'll see you next week. This episode of the Crafting Cottage with Elf Mal is sponsored by Santa. Thanks, big guy. Ho, ho, ho. And by elves like you. Thank you.